Going back to basketball, actually, when I got my scholarship, I didn't play any big time basketball. It was a small school, Hope International University, down in Orange County. Um, my freshman year, and I hope the culture of the school has changed since then. I think it has, but back in the day, it was very, very divided between the athletes and like we called them the Hopeites, but just the people who like the students there, and like you know the hardcore Christian students, you know what I mean, the Christian kids. And to be fair, we made assumptions about them as well, right? Looking back on it, but at the time, it was like we were labeled as like these party kids who break the rules and don't respect I guess God and the religion, I guess the Christianity and stuff. Even though I grew up in the church, as a Christian, like all them did, right? But there was just a big divide. They judged the heck out of us, and frankly, we judged the heck out of them. That they were these goody two shoes kids who thought their ish didn't stink, and didn't think, we just kind of thought they were lame, right? It got really bad though, to the point where like they would like actively try to catch us breaking a rule, and they would try to like get us off, like basically kick us off their campus, right? So at the time there was a bit of animosity, and again, like I said, I hope the culture has changed, because back then it was kind of like a toxic, very divided culture. I think it has changed though since I've left. Like my coach it was his first year at that school, my freshman year. I was actually one of his first recruits he ever signed as a college coach, right? And I think he's really changed the type of like players he recruited, and really tried to like build. His name is Bill Check. He's a great guy. I think he's really tried to like bridge that gap between like the athletes and like the general students at Hope University. So again, I think the culture's a little different, but yeah, definitely felt judged, and felt like I wasn't necessarily even given a chance, by a lot of the people at that school, just because I was an athlete, right? So
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I can totally understand that. And I think there's always been a thing with athletes and other groups of students. Always.
Yeah.
I don't know where it all started, but there always has been that.
I mean, I would say even like, I don't know, people look at me, right? I don't necessarily talk like I'm some super educated whatever, but I do have a master's degree, right? I'm teaching now. I'm in the number one district in the entire state, Palo Alto Unified. Shout out. But I feel like people look at me, people see me and they say, "What's up, coach?" I'm like, "I'm not a coach, I teach here," right? So I feel like people look at me and they kind of assume that I am just like some meathead. But I got a lot of depth to me. I got a lot of, I'm well educated. I'm a deep critical thinker. I've been through a lot of stuff that shaped my my worldview and my mentality, and made me smarter and stronger, and have like perspective on a lot of issues. All right, but I feel like a lot of people, again, even now, sort of just judge me as like a meathead, not realizing what I've been through, what I've accomplished, and what got me here today.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that's very important for people to hear that and to be reminded of that. I think a lot of people just jump to a visual.
Yeah.
A visual, and then they take all their history of what they think that visual means, and then they project it on that person.
Yeah.
So thanks for the reminder.